It is Super Bowl weekend when even the most casual fan suddenly becomes a football expert. The conversations this weekend are going to focus on the quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, who is a legend at 39, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, and Cam Newton, who is 26 years old and plays for the Carolina Panthers. He's a legend in the making. I'm rooting for Peyton Manning. I've always liked him, and I'd like to see him be able to retire the exact same way that his boss, Denver Broncos general manager John Elway and former quarterback of the Denver Broncos, retired, with a Super Bowl win. But that doesn't mean I dislike Cam Newton, although some people do, mainly because he smiles a lot during the game. And oh yeah, then there was the time he danced in the end zone against the Tennessee Titans. They didn't like that at all. After the dance, the Tennessee Titan players went after Cam Newton. They let him know they didn't appreciate him showing them up. Now, a lot of players do big celebrations and dances after big plays, just not usually quarterbacks. Why? Well, because it's always been that way. That's why. Right, Cam?
You know, I'm an African-American quarterback that may scare a lot of people because they haven't seen nothing that they can compare me to.
Come on. Do we have to inject race into everything? I so wish he didn't say that. Now that's all anybody's going to talk about all weekend. And Charles Barkley agrees.
You can already see him framing a narrative, black versus white, good versus evil.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's so wrong because Cam Newton is a great guy. His foundation feeds hundreds of hungry kids, and he's personally involved. He serves the food himself. At Christmas time, he posed as Santa and gave gifts to underprivileged kids. And one of the reasons that he danced in the end zone, a dance called the dab, was because he emceed a dab dance contest just a few days before for those kids. You see, the dance in the end zone was a message to those kids. Now, normally, after a touchdown, he walks over and hands the football to one of the kids in the stands. I so wish Cam Newton didn't bring up race in this whole thing. It's not about that. It's about his actions, not the color of his skin. Russell Wilson, a black quarterback, won the Super Bowl in 2014. His race was barely mentioned, and that's the way it should be. So this weekend, go ahead and cheer for the Denver Broncos or the Carolina Panthers, for Peyton Manning or for Cam Newton, for the old versus the new. Just don't make it black versus white. At a time when we're so divided as a country by race and by politics, it's one of the great things about the Super Bowl. It brings us all together despite our differences. Let's not ruin that too. I'm Larry Menti. I'll see you next week.